feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me, why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour. And I could afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to the emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had.
Hello, everybody. Back once again. And I know it's been a few days since my last video. And with that being said, I decided to make this here video on behalf of how, after hearing this middle-aged white lady who is in her early 50s, by the way, this is her handle, that one crazy 72, or to put it another way, at that one crazy 72. She just doesn't have the at symbol. Anyway, she is a pretty popular TikTok content creator, as you can see for yourself. This here clip has over 2.3 million views, and as you can see, it also has been shared over 290,000 times due to the simple fact of how she's proving, in a nutshell, how white privilege is becoming non-existent. For all of you Black American people who always have thought that white people or Caucasian people, the more technical term to classify them as, either always are living the American dream or always has lived the American dream. After hearing this clip of this middle-aged Caucasian female giving her perspective on in her personal experiences of where her kids are going through after graduating college, this is a perfect example right here of how Caucasian people are experiencing the same kind of hardships us as African Americans are experiencing and have been experiencing for so long, or worse. Once again, I'm making this video to prove to you how times are really hard if even Caucasian people are going online to social media expressing their hardships of being able to barely get by in today's economy, for the most part due to inflation. After this clip, I'll probably show one more clip on behalf of this same TikTok content creator. Once again, you can follow her at that one crazy 72, as you see at the bottom of this here clip or video. And once let me rephrase that. Once I was to end this video after showing another clip, I wanted you guys, for all of my brand new followers, to first and foremost like the video, comment on it, share it. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel. For all of the people that may have been following me for so long, to the extent where you may have literally followed me when my channel barely was able to get even 5 subscribers or whatnot. I'm sure you already know the deal. I already know what to do. Once again, for all my newbies, make sure you like the video, you share it, you comment on it. Last but not least, you subscribe to the channel. And when you do subscribe to the channel, make sure you pick to be notified of all upcoming content. Until next time, you guys have a blessed and safe day. Goodbye.
Right. So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do, because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age, on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it. I had an eye-opening experience with my son this weekend. So my son graduated from college 6 months ago. And when he graduated, he was going to move back in with us so that he could find a job here in this local area and save up enough money to move out on his own. Had no problem with that. So it's been about 6 months. He has saved almost every single dime. He works a 40-hour-a-week job, makes $40,000 a year, which back in my day was sustainable to be able to live. Apparently that's not the case anymore. You can't live on $40,000, which makes no sense to me. So we were looking online at Zillow, Google, to find apartments and houses within his budget, a house to rent because he has a dog. So we said, let's write them all down and let's go check them out, because pictures don't tell you what's really going on, y'all. So we drove around to some of these, and I can't even tell you, some of them I didn't even feel comfortable driving down the street. They were in really, really shady parts of town. Looked like a war zone. The whole house looked like it was off kilter. A lot of work to be it just looked like it should be uninhabitable. Don't rent this. It should just be tore down, right? And then when we went to apartments, these apartments that were within his price range, and when I say price range, they were still going for $800 a month. These $800 a month apartments, I didn't feel comfortable with him living in these apartments. When I say those two look like they should have just been torn the hell down, they should have been. The only ones that are decent, he found a studio apartment that's in a nice neighborhood, $1,400 for 485 square feet. That is more than my mortgage, right? And then regular apartments, not even glamorous apartments, just 1-bedroom apartment that has normal square footage is anywhere from $1,300 to $1,700. We live in Montgomery, Alabama. We're not in a big metropolitan area. I don't understand how the housing market has gotten so donkey. Okay, and everybody says, well, then he should just buy a house since it's cheaper, mortgage is less than rent. Well, nobody will give him a mortgage loan because he has no credit. Not that he has bad credit, he has no credit. He didn't want to get into debt, so he doesn't have any credit to show for it. So it's like a lose-lose situation. I don't know how they're living. I don't know if he can move out right now, because I personally don't feel comfortable with the places he can afford moving to, and he can't afford the normal standard shit that I would have afforded back when. How are people doing this, and how do we expect our young kids, he's not young, he's 25, but how do we expect our youth